All right, coming up on Chicago Bears Now, my name is Harrison Graham. We've got the top 10 most important players on this Bears team for them to have the most success possible in the 2024 season. Let's go ahead and jump right in. At number 10, I got tight end Cole Kmet. You know, I think when you're breaking down the best players on this team, he'd probably be a few slots higher, but most important, you know, number 10 feels about right. Tight end isn't as vital as some other premium positions. Plus, I think bringing in Gerald Everett takes a little bit of the load and pressure off of Cole Kmet. So I'm going to have him in at number 10. Obviously, you still need him to be good. Need to be a good blocker in the run game. Safety valve for Cale Williams and a weapon in the pass game. But 10 feels right. I'll go with that slot for Cole. At number 9, Tremaine Edmunds, the linebacker, who, again, not a premium position, but the Bears paid him 4 years and $72 million before last season, and he got outplayed pretty easily by his counterpart, TJ Edwards, who signed a 3-year, $19 or $20 million deal. You know, I thought Edmunds was fine last year. He finished the year pretty well and still had a decent season, but they paid him to be better than what he was last year, and they do need him to be better. And if he is better, then your back seven has a chance to be very elite. So, you know, hopefully that ends up being the case. He doesn't have to be a star or anything. He needs to at least be as good as last year. But if he's better, that would go a long way for this defense. Speaking of which, I talked about this further on an episode recently. Tremaine Edmunds must step up. Took some other questions on that show as well. Hit the subscribe button, go to the content tab, look for this thumbnail if you want to go watch that video, and go explore some other videos that we have here on the channel. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. We're publishing every single day. Appreciate all the love and the support. All right, number 8, Braxton Jones, who's going to be the left tackle for a third straight season. Again, this is kind of the opposite of Cole, right, where Cole Kmet is clearly a better football player than Braxton Jones, but the position Braxton is playing and the importance of it with a rookie quarterback coming in, he needs to play well. Like, at least be what he's been, if not a little bit better. You need to protect your rookie quarterback's blind side. Feel good about that. I think Braxton's been solid. As long as that continues, great. If he gets better, even better. But they can't afford him to, A, get hurt and miss an extended period of time, or B, just regress as a player. Like, that's no bueno if that happens. So Braxton Jones, a pretty important piece to the puzzle for 2024. I'll go Keenan Allen at number 7. Obviously, traded a 4th-round pick to bring him in here. And, yes, he's a little bit older. And, yes, beyond this year, we don't know what his future is with this team. He may only be here for this season. But he can help on the field, off the field, in a lot of ways for a rookie quarterback. Like, him and Cale Williams building a chemistry, building a friendship, and a bond is going to be critical. Because even if he is just here the 1 year, he can still help this rookie quarterback get off the ground tremendously this year by being a good player, by being a good teammate. I think he'll be probably the safety net on key plays, third downs. Keenan Allen, you know, I would imagine is a guy they're going to go to a lot due to his ability to separate and run crisp routes, the best route runner on this football team. So I think he's very important, even if he is going to be here for just 1 year. Today's show is sponsored by Mando, and folks, it's officially summertime, which means there's no better time than right now to get started with Mando. The Mando whole body deodorant will be your best friend, especially during the summertime when you're most likely to sweat. Mando is clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours. Safe for the whole body, Mando is. Pits, package, feet, everywhere in between. They're going to have you covered all over your body. It'll stop odor before it starts. And check this out. Mando is available in 4 cologne quality scents. Bourbon leather, Mount Fuji, if that tickles your twine. Pro Sport, how about Clover Woods? That's a personal favorite of mine. If you like to play golf, go on a runner. Maybe you're just outside a lot, going on walks, vacation, going to visit the beach. You need to get going with Mando. It's going to be there for you no matter what. You got the little deodorant wipes right here, which are a part of the starter pack, which you can get for $5 off with code CHAT at shopmando.com. That is shopmando.com, code CHAT. The starter kit includes that product, plus solid stick deodorant, cream 2 deodorant as well. Go check it out. $5 off with code CHAT at shopmando.com. All right, number 6, Darnell Wright. Again, you could argue left tackle is more important than right, and it probably is. But with what you invested in Darnell Wright and how good he can be in comparison to Braxton Jones, who is a good player and can be a good player, but I think Darnell has all-pro potential, which I said on a video recently. The question is, can he become dominant this year? If he can be a dominant player this year, like that just opens up a lot of avenues. You can run the ball behind him quite more. That's the bootleg side to Caleb's throwing arm motion. You can run boots that way more often as well. If he can take that big step as a top 10 pick and become at least close to a dominant player this year, I mean, that would go a long way for an offensive line that has some question marks. Let's get into the top 5. At number 5, Jaylen Johnson, who was arguably the best cornerback in the NFL in 2023. Take a look at the PFF grades and the coverage numbers here. I mean, he really was terrific. 91 overall, 91 coverage grade. More willing tackler last year as well. QB rating when targeted, 33.3. I've mentioned this stat before. If quarterbacks spike the ball over and over again, it's 39.4. So spiking the ball is more effective than throwing at Jaylen a year ago. He seems focused because, sometimes guys have a big year, they get paid, and they take a step back or they're not locked in. And he was asked earlier this offseason, now that you've been paid, what's your motivation? He was like, to win, man. We haven't won shit. So, he's been training hard. He's been either him or like his social media guy, whatever, has been posting workout videos. He seems dialed in and ready to go with training camp just around the corner. I don't know what you guys think. Is Jaylen Johnson the best corner in the NFL? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I think he was last year. I think he's in that conversation. I think he got to be at or near the top for multiple seasons to be considered that. But he has another dominant year. He definitely could stake that claim. At number 4, DJ Moore, who obviously had a monster year last year, career year in 2023 with Justin Fields at quarterback. You look at the numbers there, big play machine. That photo there from that historic night he had against the Commanders, which he had 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. I think he needs to continue to be what he was last year, and that's be the big play machine for this offense. Like, Keenan Allen might be the go-to guy on, 3rd and 6s and, just to get easier completions. But in terms of, changing a game in one play, DJ Moore is that guy for this football team. The yards after the catch ability, the ability to just, separate downfield with the ball, without the ball on go routes if he's going deep. So if he can be that big play weapon, even if his volume of catches go down, that's going to be very important for this team. All right, at number 3, it is Tevin Jenkins coming in here, and you might be asking yourself, really, you're going to go with a guard over your 2 tackles? And the answer is yes, I am, and I'll kind of tell you why in a minute. But we know Tevin can be a very good player. I mean, there's a decent argument to be made that when healthy, he's your best offensive lineman. His PFF grade's been excellent the last 2 years. He's been a selfless player. He got drafted as a left tackle. Then they moved him to right tackle. And then the new regime moved him to right guard. And then they signed Nate Davis, moved him to left guard. And he's done it all, and he's played well every step along the way. The issue has been the durability. So when you look at him, and the reason I've got him all the way up at number 3 is I feel at least fairly good about both tackles. Like, if they're healthy, Jones and Wright are at least going to be solid. The interior, if Tevin Jenkins is injured, is a huge question mark. Like, center and right guard is a legitimate question mark. If Jenkins goes down, you could have 3 spots on the interior where you're like, entering Sundays, hope they play well today. That's not a great place to be. If one of those guys is locked down, and when healthy, Tevin's very good, you feel much better. If he's out and he's got injury issues like we know, that's a pretty big concern to me. Number 2 is Montez Sweat, the edge rusher, defensive end, whatever you want to call him. I mean, let's just be honest. A guy who's very durable, which is good, but let's say he were to go down. You go from having at least a defensive line where, yeah, it's not great, but he's a real dude, like he's a top guy in this league, to if he goes down, you have one of the worst defensive lines in the NFL on paper. You're in big trouble without him. So not only do you need him to play and play well, you need him to stay healthy. Like, he can't miss more than a game or 2, because if he does, you're talking about no pass rush at all, unless Javon Dexter takes a huge leap. And even if he does, if Sweat goes down, then teams can just lock down Dexter, and the rest of that group is kind of held in check. So hopefully that doesn't end up happening, and hopefully the Bears sign somebody, and depending on when you're watching this, maybe they have, and that'll help. But they need Sweat to stay healthy. There's no question about it. And then at number 1, it has to be Cale Williams. For this year, in terms of if you want to maximize potential success for this football team, he's got to hit the ground running. Now, if you're saying for the next 3 years, is him balling out as a rookie critical? No. But if you want to be a playoff team that can do some damage this year, he obviously has to play well. There's no question. Can he have a C.J. Stroud caliber season, or even 90% of that? If he can, I think this team can do some damage. If he doesn't, then they're probably fighting for a wild card spot. So there you have it, the 10 most important Bears to have big success in 2024. I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think is the most important Bear for this season? This is true for most teams, right? It's going to be the quarterback. It's going to be the quarterback. The 49ers might be the one exception where, as long as Brock is solid, they just need their other guys to ball out like they can because they got 8 All-Pros on that team. But for the most part, you need your quarterback to be that guy, and hopefully Caleb can get started quickly in that regard. All right, that's going to do it for Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out Mando as well. You're not going to regret it. ShopMando.com. See you next time.